telling your story.
What's that still gotta be explained, guys?
Alright, look.
Folks already been told y'all we fucking happy, you feel. No, folks stole the chain.
Stole folks'
You
chain.
trying to act like, you feel.
I wasn't gay. It was like, we get that a lot in the city. Like a lot of people claim that like they was off P's accused and like walked out.
Never took.
They like family, gang. He let him wear the chain.
That's like
if he let me wear the chain, gang, on phone him. He let me sit there. I got that for a couple days, gang.
This is Romesha Turner, a 34-year-old mother, sister, and beloved hairstylist from Calumet Park, Illinois, who would be found dead, shot multiple times inside her white Jaguar SUV after it crashed violently into a residential home in the quiet suburb of Dixmoor. But the most disturbing aspect of her death wasn't just the brutal nature of the shooting itself. It was when this execution took place. But before we dive deeper into this tragedy, let me take you back to October 19th, 2024, just 2 weeks before Romesha's murder, where this entire nightmare began with the death of her brother. Chavevel Carter, who went by the street names Trap City Carter, Trap City Vel, or sometimes Trapsy Bell in certain circles, was 32 years old when his life was violently cut short. On the evening of October 19th, 2024, at approximately 8:40 in the evening, Chavevel was found shot multiple times in the 3800 block of South Ellis Avenue in Chicago's Oakland neighborhood. The violence was swift, calculated, and absolutely ruthless. According to witness accounts at the scene, 2 gunmen approached Chavevel and opened fire before fleeing in a white vehicle. The bullet struck him multiple times in the chest, tearing through vital organs and leaving him with virtually no chance of survival. Emergency responders rushed Chavevel to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but despite the best efforts of the medical team, he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office later officially identified him as Chavevel Carter of Calumet Park and classified his death as a homicide. By October 20th, his name was added to Chicago's growing list of unsolved murders for the year 2024. Now, Chavevel Carter wasn't just a random victim caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. His life was deeply entangled in the street politics and gang dynamics that have plagued Chicago for decades. While official police reports and mainstream media coverage remained relatively sparse on the specifics of his gang affiliation, social media discussions and community sources suggested that Chavevel was a prominent member of an organization known as Trap City, a gang or street crew operating primarily in the Calumet City and surrounding south suburban areas of Chicago. Within this organization, Chavevel wasn't just a foot soldier or low-level member. From various accounts, videos, and social media posts, it appeared that he held a significant status and was well known within not just his own circle, but throughout the broader Chicago drill rap and gang culture scene.
Faces from this one, hey, this one of them ones.
They were doing all that.
Hey, on the couch.
Come on now.
They wanted that. Hey, come on, man. This we can't even just, we had to give it to y'all. We ain't want to, but.
We are real deep right now, man.
Get him right there, brother. Hey, this is what he did on the couch. No, man, we ain't taking it. We ain't giving him all that. My truck. Oh, slow as hell, man.
Yeah, man.
Let me see a lighter. Let me see a lighter.
That's how we coming, man. Long live Leo, man. Long live Dusky, man. Long live the guys. Free my boy Bliss, man.
Hey, let me see a lighter. Let me see a lighter for them. Yeah. Let me see a lighter. Lighter.
Come on, man.
Now we definitely been out here back and forth for at least an hour now.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
They've been out here for an hour just doing it.
At the least.
From L's on 0667. Instagram L's 0667.
Trap City man.
Big walk. My brother's keeping, man. Big walk, son.
Oh, we on point, man.
Yeah, we on point, man.
Yeah, what's up, though? What other questions we got to ask, man? Damn.
But here's where the story gets even more complicated, and where we start to see the threads that would eventually lead to both Chavevel's murder and his sister's death just 2 weeks later. Chavevel Carter was no stranger to dangerous situations and high-risk behavior. Back in August of 2023, Chavevel led police on a high-speed chase through DuPage County that reached terrifying speeds of over 100 miles per hour. The incident began when police witnessed 3 individuals repeatedly entering and exiting a shopping mall near Oak Brook Mall, behaving in what officers described as suspicious manner. Officers received a call about multiple individuals attempting to use credit cards that were repeatedly being denied, a clear red flag for potential credit card fraud or identity theft operations.
I should have told all y'all lads to go to the porch.
No, we ain't taking them right there. But yeah, this Death Row's recipe, my boy Mark, man.
Why y'all want to go to port? You quiet.
You know the fans be like, man, get their ass on the porch.
Want to go on the port?
We done did enough for it.
They want to go on the port?
They want to see that, Rob, they want to see the porch, but they go on the porch, bro.
They don't want to go to the port.
Hey, go get them some quick.
Hey, they were doing all that. Hey, on the couch. Come on now. They wanted that. Hey. Come on, man. This we can't even just. We had to give it to y'all. You ain't want to, but. Get him right there, brother. Hey, this is what he did on the couch. No, man, we ain't gonna
So, is there anything about that case you want to clear up and just touch about, bro? Because I see you got a whole different perspective.
I think the videos, I think that I was like, damn, it's 6 niggas out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They was crazy, bro. Like,
They say he the defensive player of the year, folks. But on some serious.
Nah, it ain't like that.
It ain't that. But is that something you could talk about in club? Since I see, because you got a whole.
I don't chase that shit. I don't even like niggas, so I don't even know.
Pain.
I'm conscious, bro. Like, I'm in my environment, but I understand the overall. You know what I'm saying? It's a plot against us, bro. We fall into it, but I'm not gonna fall victim though. Fuck used to hang with them. They know what they did. They know what they did.
So okay, the Bloodhounds. Yeah, it was. Y'all was cool.
Everybody that got a. That was my homie. He stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my homie chain.
When police attempted to stop the vehicle Chavevel was driving, he made the decision to flee, leading to a dangerous pursuit through busy streets and residential areas. Prosecutors detailed how Chavevel drove approximately 100 miles per hour on 22nd Street to York Road, blatantly ignoring red lights and putting countless civilian lives at risk. The chase continued with Chavevel heading eastbound on Roosevelt Road at similarly reckless speeds, until he finally came to a stop after driving over spike strips that had been strategically placed by another officer. But even when the vehicle was disabled, Chavevel and his 2 accomplices, whose identities were never publicly released, fled on foot, forcing officers to pursue them through neighborhoods and side streets. Eventually, law enforcement officers took Chavevel into custody. When police searched the vehicle, they recovered 3 loaded firearms, 1 Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun and 2 Glock 9mm pistols. But the most damning piece of evidence was that the Smith & Wesson handgun was reported stolen out of Indiana, adding illegal possession of a stolen firearm to the list of charges. Chavevel was ordered held on a $75,000 bond and faced multiple felony charges, including aggravated fleeing and eluding, a Class 3 felony, and attempting to elude a police officer, a Class 4 felony. But to truly understand why Chavevel Carter was murdered on October 19th, and why his sister would be executed at his funeral just 2 weeks later, we need to examine the beef, the street conflict that had been simmering between Trap City and their rivals, a gang known as the Bloodhounds.
There's a new war going on right now in Chicago, and blood has spilled over the course of 3 months between Trap City and the Bloodhounds. Both sets were once cool with each other in the past, then things went left.
In fact, according to multiple sources familiar with Chicago street politics, Trap City and the Bloodhounds were once allies, or at least they maintained a neutral stance toward each other, coexisting without major conflict. But something happened that fractured this peace, something that might seem trivial to outsiders, but in the world of street gangs and drill rap culture represents the ultimate disrespect: a stolen chain. The incident that many believe sparked the current war between these two groups involved a valuable piece of jewelry, a Cuban-linked chain that belonged to Chavevel Carter.
Cuban or something like that.
Tell me your story.
What's that still gotta be explained, guys?
Hey, look.
Folks already been told y'all we fucking happy, you feel? No, folks stole the chain.
Stole folks'
He
chain.
trying to act like, you feel?
I wasn't gay. It was like, we get that a lot in the city. Like a lot of people claim that like they was off P's the Q's and like walked out.
Never took off me.
They like family, gang. Let him wear the chain.
That's like if he let me wear the chain, gang, on phone him. He let me sit up. I got that for a couple days, gang, on phone him, and I just end up, I'm outside coming back around y'all. Then all of a sudden I come back and say the chain is stolen. That's like a give your pipe.
He said he got it in high speed.
Now, the exact details of how this chain changed hands are murky and depend on who's telling the story. In an interview that was conducted with Chavevel Carter, an interview that would become eerily prophetic considering what happened next, he explained his version of events in detail. Chavevel claimed that Little Jeff had essentially conned him, pretending that the chain was borrowed or that they were cool enough for Jeff to wear it temporarily, when in reality, Jeff had no intention of returning it.
They like family, gang. Let him wear the chain.
That's like if he let me wear the chain, gang, on phone him. He let me sit up. I got that for a couple days, gang, on phone him, and I just end up, I'm outside coming back around y'all. Then all of a sudden I come back and say the chain is stolen.
They try to make it sound like, you feel me, he lost it, you feel me? But
Oh, it was like a group effort to try to like overplay.
Exactly.
Then they try to just make a take the chain to make it seem like it was something else.
And you feel, it had to be sad getting picked, and whatever happened.
The tension over this chain continued to escalate, with both sides telling different versions of what happened and neither willing to back down. But then something happened that would change everything and set off a chain reaction of violence that would claim multiple lives. Bloodhound Little Jeff was murdered in what many believe was Trap City territory or as a result of conflict with Trap City members. While exact circumstances of Little Jeff's death remain somewhat unclear in terms of who specifically pulled the trigger, the internet and Chicago street news sources immediately attributed his murder to Trap City, creating a situation where retaliation was not just expected, but virtually guaranteed in the eyes of the Bloodhounds. So when Little Jeff was killed, many observers in the Chicago drill scene immediately began speculating that Trap City members, and specifically Chavevel Carter, given his prominent status and the history of bad blood over the stolen chain, would be targeted for retaliation. And those predictions would prove to be tragically accurate. Just weeks or possibly months after Little Jeff's death, Chavevel Carter was gunned down in that October 19th shooting on South Ellis Avenue. The two gunmen who approached him and shot him multiple times in broad daylight before fleeing in a white vehicle were never identified or arrested. But in the court of street opinion, virtually everyone connected to the drill scene came to the same conclusion. The Bloodhounds had gotten their revenge for Little Jeff's death by taking out Trap City Carter.
Bloodhound Q50 goes online a day after Trap City Carter's death and trolls not only Trap City, but he trolls Billionaire Black and the GDs.
Q50 wanna keep running his mouth like me and folks ain't get up with him. Get up with me, man. Better not touch a hair on my head. There gone.
Here's where the story takes an even darker turn that nobody could have predicted. In the aftermath of Chavevel Carter's murder, his family began making arrangements for his funeral. They selected St. Mark's Baptist Church in Harvey, Illinois for the service. The wake was scheduled from 9:30 in the morning to 10:30, followed by the funeral service from 10:30 to 11:30. Among those family members was Romesha Turner. On November 2nd, 2024, the funeral service for Chavevel Carter proceeded as planned at St. Mark's Baptist Church. After the service concluded at approximately 11:30 in the morning, the funeral procession prepared to depart for the cemetery where Chavevel would be laid to rest. Romesha Turner was driving her white Jaguar SUV as part of this procession. The vehicles began their journey from the church, traveling through the quiet suburban streets of Harvey towards their destination. But someone had been watching and had made the calculated and utterly ruthless decision that simply killing Chavevel wasn't enough, that his family needed to suffer even more. At approximately 12:01 in the afternoon, as the funeral procession made its way through Dixmoor, near the intersection of 147th Street and Seeley Avenue, gunfire suddenly erupted. Multiple shots were fired at Romesha's vehicle, with bullets tearing through the metal and glass of her white Jaguar SUV. The bullets struck her multiple times, causing her to lose control of her vehicle completely. The white Jaguar veered off the road and crashed violently into a residential home, causing significant property damage. It destroyed a fence, damaged the porch steps, and left tire marks gouged deep into the grass of the property. When Dixmoor Police Department officers arrived at the scene, having been called for reports of shots fired, they found Romesha still inside the crumpled vehicle, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds that had caused catastrophic injuries to her body.
She had been shot several times. She was taken to Ingalls Memorial Hospital in Harvey, where she died.
Family members who had just been mourning one loss were now faced with the reality of a second murder within the same family in the span of just 2 weeks. The Carter Turner family was now planning not one funeral, but 2. Friends and community members expressed their grief, shock, and outrage on social media platforms, with tributes pouring in for Romesha and condemnations of the violence that had taken her life.
Chicago, y'all back, y'all still on the same stuff, bro. Y'all serious, man. These young, serious as a heart attack. But y'all know Trap City Carter was murdered a couple weeks ago or whatever. Rest in peace. They talking about Trap City Carter funeral was shot up and his sister was allegedly deleted, which is true.
King Yella, a figure in the Chicago rap community, posted a video expressing his disgust and condemnation of the shooting.
Trap City Carter's sister was shot at his own funeral and murdered, killed in Harvey, Illinois, man. So my condolences out to the family.
He didn't hold back in his criticism, calling out the perpetrators as cowards and questioning what kind of person would shoot up a funeral and kill an innocent woman.
Go to hell. Go to rest in peace, you, and go to hell. Y'all just goofies, bro. That's why I be looking at it, it's just goofies. A bunch of goofies doing goofy stuff.
His sentiments were echoed by many others in the community who saw Romesha's murder as crossing a line that should never be crossed, even in the context of gang warfare.
But despite the public outrage, despite the clear evidence of a shooting, despite witnesses who saw the entire incident unfold, the investigation into Romesha Turner's murder has yielded no arrests.
We now know the woman killed in the south suburbs was headed to a funeral for her brother.
The victim is 34-year-old Romesha Turner. Her brother was being laid to rest when she was killed. Now this family is dealing with 2 losses in a span of 2 weeks.
Damage on this property is what's left behind after police say Romesha Turner lost control of her vehicle when someone shot her. Around noon, Dixmoor police say they got a call for shots fired at 147th and Seeley. When they arrived, they found Turner inside of a white Jaguar. She had been shot several times. She was taken to Ingalls Memorial Hospital in Harvey, where she died. Turner was a sister, a mother, and to many, a well-known stylist. Police say she was killed during a funeral procession that just left St. Mark's Church, about 2 blocks away. This funeral was for her brother, Chavevel Carter, who was shot and killed on October 19th at 38th and Ellis. Police have not arrested anyone in his murder.
Now, we've heard from some that say this shooting was possibly in retaliation. We know at this time Chicago police, or Dixmoor police rather, are still searching for the person who fired those shots, killing Romesha.
This is unfortunately not uncommon in Chicago and its surrounding suburbs, where clearance rates for homicides, meaning cases that result in arrests, remain disturbingly low, particularly in communities of color. Do you think justice will ever be served for Romesha Turner and Chavevel Carter? Let me know in the comment section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.